Have you noticed all the news that's been coming out of Walt Disney World recently? It's like the past week has been nonstop, one thing after another. So today we're here at Magic Kingdom to talk all about it. I also want to take a look at the construction, so a bit of a construction update. I have some more information about that for you as well. We have to do some shopping because there's new merch out. Also, we might grab lunch. So buckle up, get cozy, and you might want to bundle up today because it's actually a little bit chilly. What do you say? Ready to go? Let's do it. Now we're actually going to double back to start our day because I want to do a little bit of shopping here. There's a shop right near where you can meet Mickey Mouse that a lot of people don't necessarily realize is here, and they've got some new merch, so I want to check it out. If you like souvenirs that you can enjoy 24/7, you know, like just around your home, you have to give this place a look. I love the artwork, I love the figurines, but we're here to see this. Check him out. That is such a beautiful figure. $199. He's gorgeous. Look at how cute these are. The second I saw them, I knew I had to get a closer look. So it looks like they come in sets. They're $34.99 each. And this isn't a blind pack. Those are so cute. And they're vinyl. So while they look kind of like glass, they're not, which is, it's pretty great. I really like that Chiranabog figure, and it's one of Russ's favorite characters, so I don't know, should we pick it up? I'm not gonna grab it right now, even if we do, but I do want to pop into the Emporium because there's a lot of Cinderella merch, of course, with is it their 75th anniversary? So let's see what we can find. Of course, the Emporium's also undergoing some work, and we do have to keep our eye out for Easter merch because Easter is right around the corner. All right, let's see what we can find. I love t-shirts, and I know you guys love them as well. They're both cute, but for me, this Park Hoppin' t-shirt, I might have to get it. And then look at Minnie. I love that Minnie is eating a chocolate bunny. I like chocolate bunnies. In fact, I think that Easter has the best candy of all the holidays. You can't convince me otherwise. This Munchling headband is one of the cutest things I've seen in a long time. I just love it. On the other hand, we have these Crocs. Now, I'm not a fan of Crocs, but if you are and you like Mickey, maybe these are for you. I do love this plushie though. I got one of these blissful buddies for Christmas, but it wasn't this Mickey. This Mickey is so cute though. Oh my goodness. Just look at him. Don't you want to squish him? Now, way at the end of the Emporium, you know, because all these stores are connected, generally speaking, you can walk all the way down and into Casey's Corner and then out through Casey's Corner. I'll show you where that leads here in a second, but there are now construction walls that block all of that off. So the Emporium ends kind of in this corner at the end of the street. Is it kind of the end of the street, like just before Casey's? And you're just stuck in here. But I learned something interesting about this work that I want to share with you. So we just stepped outside. You can see this is Casey's here. Here's the piano. And then if we keep walking, this is the entrance for the seating area at Casey's Corner, because there is like an indoor seating space right here. And you can see it's all blocked off in there now, and there's a sign that says that this entrance to the Emporium is temporarily closed. Now, there's been a little bit of scuttlebutt about this project, specifically when it comes to how long this is going to be blocked off, because it is kind of annoying. Generally, this is a throughway, like it's another path out of Magic Kingdom or into Magic Kingdom. It looks like, if we're to believe what people are saying, this is going to be closed for quite some time, until the end of this year. So that kind of sucks. It definitely makes it more crowded in there. I'm very interested to see what they're doing. Guess we'll just have to wait. Now, there are a few things that I want to check in on here in Adventureland. The first being the Swiss Family Treehouse. Looks like we still got some scrim up. It's been up for quite some time. I wonder when this is gonna finally wrap up. If I remember correctly, this project was supposed to wrap up quite some time ago, and then it was delayed, and I thought that it had finished, but looks like there's still some stuff that they're working on. So now you know. I know this isn't really a top attraction here at Magic Kingdom, but we're keeping an eye on it. Now there are a few other things worth talking about here in Adventureland. Of course, we have Aladdin and Jasmine over there. I wonder if they're going to go on a magic carpet ride. And we're about to approach one of those things now. If you're not sure where we are, we're making our way to Pirates of the Caribbean, which is where we have a new pirate tavern on the way. So of course you can see the construction walls there. And then if we turn this direction, we have Tortuga Tavern, which is closed, as you can see. Also, we have some shrubs, some maintenance shrubs here. Now, this pirate tavern, I want to be excited for it, but also I'm kind of like, we'll see. Mainly because we've seen some changes in the concept art. It seems like it's a little bit watered down, but I mean, that's just my opinion. Now, according to Disney, that pirate tavern is set to open in late 2025, which, as a reminder, could mean pretty much anything. It could mean, you know, fall 2025. Sorry, it's a little loud in here. It could mean New Year's Eve, you know, so keep that in mind. Set expectations reasonably. Cross your fingers that it opens sooner rather than later. And tell me, are you excited for that? Now, it just wouldn't be a Magic Kingdom construction update if we didn't talk about everything going on here in Frontierland. And there's some stuff happening, and there's also some stuff on the books that just got the green light, so we've got a lot to discuss. First and foremost, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Of course, you saw the crane, you've been seeing the construction walls. There's a lot going on over there right now. It's currently down for a lengthy refurbishment that's going to go through the remainder of 2025, probably into 2026. I don't know what the situation is with that. So unfortunately, if you wanted the wildest ride in the wilderness, which is harder to say than I thought it would be, you're out of luck. Sorry. But like I said, that's not the only thing that we have to talk about, because Florida did just give Disney the green light to start working on the Rivers of America, which includes not only the Rivers of America, but Tom Sawyer Island. So let's discuss. Oh, it also includes the Beyond Big Thunder project, which will include the Villains Land. Did I just feel a raindrop? I may have. I really hope it doesn't rain. So like I was saying, the project will include a Villains Land, kind of beyond Big Thunder, and then it'll include a Cars attraction, or multiple Cars attractions, taking the place of the Rivers of America. Now, for those of you who have been following along with this project, you know, just keeping up with everything that's been going down, you might know that when Disney initially filed their permits to be able to do the work, the state of Florida was like, we need more information, and things were extended, and, you know, a lot of people were crossing their fingers going, I hope that this doesn't go through, but eventually it did, which we all expected that it would. Like, this process wasn't outside the norm. But recently, as in very recently, they got the green light, which means we can expect to see some sort of work happening here at Magic Kingdom to remove Rivers of America, to include Tom Sawyer Island in the near future. Now, what exactly does that mean? Because I know that that's what some of you are here to find out. I'm not entirely sure, especially when it comes to the dates when these two attractions will close for good. I'm sure that Disney will announce when they will close for good. I don't know if you're gonna have a lot of time though between when they announce it and when it actually closes, because they told us it was gonna go away, right? So if you haven't had a chance to come here yet, you might not be able to check it out before it goes away forever. But you know, if you can get here, and this means a lot to you, I would say the sooner the better. There's also been a lot of people talking about this. Of course, they're very passionate about it. Why wouldn't they be? This has been here, you know, for a long time. And they can't figure out why on earth Disney would do something about this, like why they would get rid of the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. We talked about this before, and I have my own theories as to why it might be the case, including the fact that these two areas of the park just, they're not particularly popular, and if you want to expand, you got to do something with the available space that you have. And you can argue with me in the comments, I know you're gonna, but I think one of the biggest problems that Disney's running into, even though, you know, obviously they're not talking about it, why would they, is there's something going on, okay? There's something going on with sewage in this general vicinity, like right here, because Frontierland continues to get flooded with sewage. And I don't think that they can fix it in the way that they want to until they make some sort of big change. So while I think there are a lot of things that are fueling this decision, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that that was one of them. Probably at the top of the list too. So I just pulled off for a second in the outdoor bench area of Liberty Tree Tavern. You can see there's another look at the crane. Now again, that crane is being used to work on Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, but I did want to mention something that just kind of popped into my head. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of information kind of floating around the internet, and one of the things that I stumbled into was the suggestion that the work is going to be starting here on this expansion project at Magic Kingdom in March. Now, if you happen to stumble into this piece of information and you're thinking that means we're going to see a lot of work happening right here in Magic Kingdom starting in March, which is right around the corner, maybe, maybe not. Don't forget that a lot of this project is happening beyond Big Thunder, okay? So in an area of the park that isn't a part of the park that we can experience as guests yet. So take it with a grain of salt. There's a lot of things to take with a grain of salt right now. You know, expect the worst, hope for the best. It's really all we can do. Also, as we make our way through past the creepy doll in the window, are we gonna see the creepy doll today? It is definitely drizzling. Oh, there it is. Creepy doll in the window. We have to talk about some permits that have been filed, some here at Magic Kingdom, and then there's also one at Epcot. Before I get into that though, the reason that people always keep track of this type of thing is because it gives us a little bit of an insider look into what's going to be happening at the parks. You know, generally speaking, we learn about what's going to be done via permits that have been filed with the state before Disney announces when they're actually going to do the work. So that's why people keep track of this type of thing. But anyway, so 3 of them. Number 1, here at Haunted Mansion, a lot of people are speculating that we might get the same bride that Disneyland just got, you know, switching out Constance Hatchaway. Also some new signage, not only here at Ye Olde Christmas Shop, but also over at Epcot for their Spaceship Earth lounge. So that's exciting. Also, you know, a new lounge coming to Epcot. I don't know how I feel about that one either. Kind of neutral on the lounge situation here at Walt Disney World. Now there's really only so much happening right now in Fantasyland, at least in terms of like construction updates and stuff like that. So we're gonna move right along and make our way into Tomorrowland, because there's been some work happening here on one of my favorite rides, Astro Orbiter, that has had this land feeling a little bit empty. In fact, I can see it from here. Just looks like a shell of an attraction. Let me get a little bit closer and I'll give you a better look. So as you can see, Astro Orbiter is looking not great, but of course that's because work is being done. Now last time we were here, there was a crane that was kind of stationed off to the side, and there were a bunch of construction walls. Because of that, it created a pretty good choke point. So I want to wander over that way and see if it's still, you know, the same type of thing. I want to say that because the crane has moved on, at least for the time being, it opened back up, and it looks like it has. So let's take a closer look. Yeah, you can definitely see now that the work that required that crane is done, at least for the time being. They've taken the walls down so that they can open this path back up. Of course, once it's time to reinstall everything again, I'm sure that the walls will go back up. But really quick, look at the lines. We've got a line right here. It's kind of stretched all the way that direction. And then there's a similar line kind of just beyond that for Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. It's not a long wait time, at least it doesn't say that it's a long wait time, you know, on the sign, but I don't know what's going on. Crazy. No, I just double checked. So it's only a 15-minute wait for the laugh floor, despite kind of going all the way that direction. And it's only 35 minutes for Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. And there are switchbacks for like an extended queue, but it doesn't seem like they're being used, at least not right now, which, you know, might seem a little bit odd. But it's honestly right on track with what we've been seeing at Walt Disney World a lot recently. I know I've kind of mentioned this in other places, so forgive me if I sound like a broken record, but Disney's got this issue with crowd management, at least right now. And I'm not exactly sure why this is happening, you know, like sometimes you see things get a little clunky when like a big flow of new cast members who are earning their ears come in. They're just not entirely familiar with how to do things, and things don't always go 100% smoothly, like that's to be expected. But at least in recent memory, this isn't the time of year when we normally see that type of thing. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know, but still, usually there are like higher ranking cast members or suits around to kind of help them manage things. I'm not noticing that as much right now. It makes everything a little bit more congested, a little bit more stressful. Let me know if you're having a similar experience, especially if you've visited Walt Disney World very recently. So we've done our lap of the park, saw all the things I wanted to see, but now I'm hungry. So let's head over to Pecos Bill's and try one of their new menu items. Yeah, they changed up their menu, and I'm looking forward to this. So here it is. This is my lunch for the day. Steamed tamales with, I want to say I got chicken, rice, and beans. Let's give it a try. Not crazy about beans, but it's definitely not, you know, like authentic, but I can't complain. It's good. But all right, let's talk about some of what else is going on here at Walt Disney World. Because of course we saw what's happening here at Magic Kingdom, but this is like only the tip of the iceberg, because we do have the work happening over at Animal Kingdom with Dinoland USA. Of course, we're also right around the corner from seeing It's Tough to Be a Bug close down so that it can switch out for that new Zootopia show, which I'm actually really excited for. I'm not a huge fan of Zootopia, but It's Tough to Be a Bug is a rough one for the little ones. So I want to see a more, I'm going to say family-friendly, less traumatizing attraction in that space. Oh, you know something that I haven't heard a lot of people talking about, but they should be talking about it, is the work that's happening over at the Canada Pavilion. This is like this mystery project that's been going on for, seems like forever now. There's been construction walls up there. I don't have any idea what's gonna happen. Some people are speculating it's gonna be like a lounge, but that work is still happening. And over at Epcot, there's work happening on, you know that green space, like just below the Imagination Pavilion? It used to be a seating area. I absolutely loved it because while it wasn't like super spectacular with like hula hoops and cornhole, it was a great place to eat from the booths that were nearby. Apparently that's changing into a playground, which, don't get me wrong, I'm all for playgrounds, but I'm not excited about that change. Now I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I might have forgotten. Oh, two things. So first and foremost, here at Magic Kingdom, Hall of Presidents is currently closed for refurbishment. Now I've heard a lot of people expressing some concern over this because I don't think that they recall that this is pretty standard. Every single time we see a new president in the White House, the Hall of Presidents goes down. And that's because the new president is brought front and center at the Hall of Presidents every time. Usually, if memory serves me right, this process takes about a year because, you know, they're creating that president as an animatronic, and then they're doing things like recording a statement because the current president will say something, and, you know, they're doing work so that they can include that new president. This year it might be a little bit different. I'm actually really curious to see how long the turnover takes because, of course, the current president, President Donald Trump, is currently already in the White House. So it might not be down as long as it has been in past years, but we're just gonna have to wait and find out. But another piece of news that I can't believe slipped my mind, but like I said, there's so much going on, is that we now have dates for when Muppet Vision, as well as that whole Grand Avenue, is gonna close. And while I know that that's really disappointing for some people because you love Muppets, it's also really exciting for some people as well because we are getting something new, and that's, I don't know, I think that that's pretty exciting. Honestly, I think that all of the updates coming to Magic Kingdom and Walt Disney World in general are pretty exciting. You know, you gotta change with the times. You gotta update things, even though it hurts sometimes. But all right, let me finish my meal, and then I'll let you know what I think. I mean, I haven't stopped eating it, so it can't be like bad, right? All right, there it is, the remnants of my lunch. I'm really not into beans, so, you know, they were okay, but they're not for me. Rice was a little dry. Honestly, can't complain about anything else. I'd get it again. It was 12 bucks. I mean, there are other things to try, but it's not authentic, but it'll get the job done if you got a hankering for this type of thing. All right, full belly. That's good. And now it's time to make our way out It's looking progressively worse as we continue to make our way through the day, which is all right. You know, it's drizzling a little bit of rain never hurt anybody. I do want to stop in some more shops on our way out to see if we can find any more of that or any of that Cinderella merch. So let's go. Let's see if we can get lucky. Oh, they do have some cute stuff in here. Let's check some of it out. I love this jacket. It is too cute. I also love these lug bags. Of course, we now have Orange Bird. Speaking of bags, we have some Cinderella bags to include Dooney and Burke, as well as a Harvey's bag, and we have other Cinderella merch. This is interesting. So many sequins. It feels super stiff on the inside. I don't know if I like that. They also have this shirt and Loungefly. Both kind of feel generic to me. I'm personally not crazy about any of the Cinderella stuff, but I'm also not a huge Cinderella fan, and that baby blue Cinderella color isn't really for me. But I want to know your thoughts, so if you like any of that stuff, tell me what you like and why. And just like that, our day at the Magic Kingdom has come to a close. We made our way back to the TTC, but we're not quite done yet because there's one more thing that I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted to revisit the conversation of whether or not you should visit Walt Disney World in 2025. This is something that we've talked about before, and I know a lot of people have been like sharing their thoughts on this, but I want to revisit this because I don't know. I've got some things to say. Of course, I'm always keeping these types of things in mind so that we can have conversations kind of throughout, you know. I don't want to just have one opinion and stick to it all the time because opinions develop. Anyway, let's make our way back to the Jeep, discuss, and wrap up our day. Now, when we first talked about whether or not you should consider visiting Walt Disney World in 2025, my position, to the best of my memory, was this. You can absolutely visit Walt Disney World in 2025 and have a fantastic time. But there's also a lot of work happening at Walt Disney World right now. And as a result, it's going to impact the way you experience the parks. And if I remember correctly, I said I think that if you only have one chance to do Disney and you can manage to not let it be 2025 or maybe even 2026, I would try and hold off. And I stand by that. So, you know, while my opinion hasn't really changed, as I said, I stand by what I said the first time we had this conversation, I can't ignore that I feel even more strongly about the fact that this might not be the time to visit now than I did before. And there are a lot of reasons for this. Like we talked about, there's a lot of work being done. Oh, there's another thing I forgot to mention. Here in a couple days after you see this, we're getting rid of the virtual queue for Tiana's Bayou Adventure as well as Cosmic Rewind. So that's actually kind of good news, but also not good news if you liked the virtual queue, you know. Anyway, I told you there's so much, so I'm trying to do my best to keep track of it. But with everything that's been going on, all of the changes, all of the work that's going to be done at Walt Disney World just in general, moving through the next few years, I think that if you want to visit, you really have to think long and hard about that, especially if you're looking for that once-in-a-lifetime trip. So those are just my thoughts. Of course, I want to hear what you have to say, so pop it in the comments down below. But for now, I think I'm off. Oh, also, I did buy the Tron bug. It was gone when we went back later. For those of you who are wondering, I had to hunt through the shelves to try and find one. I also had to ask to see if we could find one, and we win. Don't let Russ ever say I haven't done anything for him. Right there is the proof. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I hope you had a good time. And I look forward to hearing what you have to say about all the things we talked about. And of course, I hope you'll hang out with me next time. Until then, bye guys.